Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Always ready to explore some myths and legends.
Today we're tackling a classic from Chinese mythology, one you've probably heard of, Wu Gang and the Moon Laurel Tree.
Ah, yes, the tale of unending toil.
Exactly. We've got some amazing excerpts lined up, exploring different interpretations of this seemingly simple story.
It's fascinating how a story like this can resonate across centuries, right? What is it about this guy chopping a self-healing tree on the moon that keeps people captivated?
Well, that's what we're here to find out. We're going to try and uncover why it's stuck around for so long and what it might tell us about our own lives and struggles.
Sounds like a plan. Now, one of the most intriguing things about Wu Gang's tale is that there isn't just one definitive reason why he's stuck in this endless loop.
Right, right. It's like, depending on who's telling the story, he's up there for different reasons.
Exactly. Some versions paint it as a punishment for some kind of transgression, right? Almost like a cosmic consequence for straying from the path.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading about that. Like, he was banished for angering the gods or something like that.
You got it. Or sometimes it's for neglecting his studies as an immortal. There are all sorts of variations, but that's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah, all the different versions. So, okay, we've got this endlessly regenerating tree, and Wu Gang just keeps on chopping. What does it all symbolize, you think?
Well, that's where things get really interesting, right? There are so many layers to unpack. Some people see it as a representation of accepting your fate, making peace with whatever hand you've been dealt.
Okay, so it's about acceptance,
Yeah,
but there's also that whole idea of futility, right? Like chasing something you can never truly attain.
absolutely. And then on the flip side, some interpretations focus on the perseverance angle. Wu Gang just never gives up, even though his task seems impossible.
Oh, that's true. He's the ultimate symbol of never giving up. But isn't there also a tragic element to all of this? Like, maybe the myth is warning us to be careful about the goals we choose to chase.
You're hitting on a really important point there. It definitely makes you think about the potential downsides of ambition, doesn't it? Like, what if the goal you're striving for is ultimately unattainable? You could end up like Wu Gang, trapped in this cycle of endless frustration.
Exactly, trapped. Which kind of brings us to the myth's connection to the Mid-Autumn Festival. It's not all just about mooncakes, is it?
Definitely not just mooncakes, although those are pretty great. But you're right, the Mid-Autumn Festival is about a lot more than that. It's a time for celebrating the harvest and gathering with family.
Right, a big celebration. So where does Wu Gang fit into all of that?
It adds a layer of reflection, I'd say. The festival is also about thinking about your aspirations, about striving for perfection. And Wu Gang's story, well, it serves as a reminder that, yeah, striving is essential, but it's also crucial to understand the nature of what you're striving for and to be mindful of the potential consequences, too.
That makes a lot of sense. Look, Wu Gang's struggle kind of mirrors the cyclical nature of life itself, right? The seasons changing, the ups and downs we all go through. We work hard, we achieve something, then we might face setbacks. And then we pick ourselves up and strive again.
That's a great way to put it. And I think that's part of the reason why this myth has such enduring power. It's a combination of those fantastical elements, the moon, a magic tree, with these universal human experiences like facing challenges, being resilient, having ambitions.
We can all relate to Wu Gang in some way, even if our personal trees are more metaphorical.
Exactly. So here's something to think about. What's that one goal you've been tirelessly working towards? That thing that feels like an uphill battle, maybe even impossible at times.
Do you see any parallels to Wu Gang and his situation?
Maybe it's time to ask yourself, is it worth it to keep chopping? Or is there wisdom in accepting limitations? Could it be time to reevaluate what you're striving for?
That's a pretty deep question to end on, don't you think? But that's what these deep dives are all about, right? Uncovering the hidden depths in these old stories.
Absolutely. And sometimes those stories can offer us some surprising insights into our own lives.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Wu Gang and that never-ending tree. Definitely a lot to ponder here.